On the occasion of completing 10 years of service of Developmental Pediatrics Department, we want to start this video by singing 2 songs for you. The 2 songs symbolize our 10 years. We believe that each of us who has been part of this department in the past and now were placed here for a purpose. It was to take sides of children who are developmentally challenged. They too need our attention and care. Ours was a small effort to befriend them and accompany them. In this journey, we experienced good times and difficult times. During the good times, we felt enthused and challenged. During the difficult times, we felt carried and provided by God who cares. There were times when we wondered and wandered. We sing with joy, standing at the threshold of the 11th year, looking forward to bring hope and melody in the life of children and their families.
മർത്യനായി ഭൂമിയിൽ പിറന്ന സ്നേഹദൈവം നിത്യജീവനേകിടുന്നു ദൈവം അബപിതാവേ ദൈവമേ അവിടുത്തെ രാജ്യം വരേണമേ അങ്ങേ തിരുഹിതം ഭൂമിയിൽ എന്നെന്നും നിറവേറിടേ നിറവേറിടേണമേ ഇസ്രായേലിൻ നാഥനായി വാഴുമേക ദൈവം സത്യജീവമാർഗമാണു ദൈവം അക്കരയ്ക്കു യാത്ര ചെയ്യും സിയോൻ സഞ്ചാരി ഓളങ്ങൾ കണ്ടു നീ ഭയപ്പെടേണ്ട അക്കരയ്ക്കു യാത്ര ചെയ്യും സിയോൻ സഞ്ചാരി ഓളങ്ങൾ കണ്ടു നീ ഭയപ്പെടേണ്ട കാറ്റിനെയും കടലിനെയും നിയന്ത്രിപ്പാൻ കഴിവുള്ളോൻ പടകിലുണ്ട് കാറ്റിനെയും കടലിനെയും നിയന്ത്രിപ്പാൻ കഴിവുള്ളോൻ പടകിലുണ്ട് അക്കരയ്ക്കു യാത്ര ചെയ്യും സിയോൻ സഞ്ചാരി ഓളങ്ങൾ കണ്ടു നീ ഭയപ്പെടേണ്ട അക്കരയ്ക്കു യാത്ര ചെയ്യും സിയോൻ സഞ്ചാരി ഓളങ്ങൾ കണ്ടു നീ ഭയപ്പെടേണ്ട
Let us present to you the 5 aspirations with which this department began its functioning on 14 September 2012. The first aspiration was to start a facility for developmentally challenged children where they would receive support for their neurodevelopmental progress. 10 years later, about 35% of children who visit the department come from in and around the Kolanjeri town. About half of them come hearing about the department from neighbors and friends. Since the reorganization of the department during the COVID season in 2021, we have been able to offer a walk-in service for their first visit or avail the online consultation offered once a week. Our pursuit was threefold: to find the causal pathway for the developmental departure, to evolve a parent-involved plan to promote the development of children, and to prepare children for school readiness. We continue to receive high rating from parents for our services, which we offer at the Child Development Center, Early Learning Center, Learning Resource Center, and Family Life Center.
The second aspiration with which we started in 2012 was to offer a facility which integrates different services existing in the hospital to optimize the neurodevelopmental prospects of children. The departments which form this consortium of services are ophthalmology, ENT, orthopedics, and child and adolescent psychiatry. The facilities of laboratory medicine, neuroradiology, electroencephalography, and medical records actively supported us to provide child-friendly services. Now that we have families visiting us from other states in South India and overseas, we get a sense of the value of this integration and collaboration between departments which parents benefit from.
The third aspiration of our involvement was for enabling of parents. The Family Life Center offers this service by introducing parents to the different aspects of early childhood experiences. The display of toys, books, posters, and information brochures create an opportunity to start a dialogue with parents in making a home child development friendly. That is why our advocacy of creating a child's corner in every home has received attention. We now hear from some parents about the rituals and practices they provide for children which make them more interactive and relational with their children. The two publications, Bud to Blossom and Accompany Your Child, guide parents to monitor the development of the children from birth and observe the need of children who are developmentally challenged.
The fourth aspiration was to make our service financially self-sufficient. We are almost at the threshold of achieving this. The MOIC Hospital Management, Sindhite Industries, and Ashirwad provided considerable support to sustain us during the last 10 years. The annual Christmas cheer, where handmade items in the department were offered to the hospital community in lieu of a donation, helped us to have a fund to subsidize the cost of treatment for children who needed financial assistance. Monitoring the optimum level of care and affordable costing of services are the two issues which regularly receive our attention. We feel grateful for the voluntary contributions we receive from friends and families.
The fifth aspiration was to engage some new clinical frontiers in developmentally challenged children which remained evasive of a definite answer. They were cortical electrical dysfunction without clinical seizures, sleep-related disorders, handedness, premature cranial sutural closure and vitamin D deficiency, silent iron and zinc deficiencies, and recurrent respiratory infections. Through some research projects, past and present, these issues got attended to, and we are now clearer about the causal pathways of these clinical comorbidities which adversely impact the developmentally challenged children. A current issue that is unfolding before us is the adverse effect of an overexposure to the media from infancy, leading to stagnation of language and social developments in toddlers. We learn by listening, observing, and documenting. The current system of digital-friendly protocols we have developed for developmental appraisal provide us data for clinical audit and to raise research questions. The 12 publications in journals were possible because the medical students with ICMR grant conducted the formal studies.
It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up in its glowing. That's how it is with You want to pass it on.
Let me take a few minutes to suggest that certain steps are already clear to us as we look into the future. First, to promote child development and rehabilitation as a specialty. This will be possible when professionals from various disciplines come together to focus on offering services for developmentally challenged children. I am grateful to Dr. Vinitha Verghese of Bangalore Baptist Hospital for suggesting this idea to us. The second is to pursue even more actively for causal pathways for developmental dysfunction in children. Behind every symptom or a dysfunction, there is a reason. It is important to explore and look for reasons which make children stagger in their development. The third is to provide continuing education for professionals in rehabilitation. Through the online weekly meeting that we have had in the last couple of years, we realized how professionals look for mentoring and enabling support in their work. The fourth prospects for us is to be engaged in making parents ready in their resolve to be involved with their children. Most parents abdicate the care and support of their developmentally challenged child to the professionals, whereas from our experience we find possibilities for parents to be actively involved through home-based developmental monitoring and support of children. And the fifth, which I think transcends beyond what we do in our clinical service, is pedagogy for children. A partnership between a child development center and a school will be of great value in helping teachers and parents to individualize the learning for children when they have some difficulties to cope with. So in summary, the future for us at Developmental Pediatrics at MOAC is by way of exploring these possibilities, promoting child development and rehabilitation as a specialty, searching for causal pathways for developmental dysfunction, initiating continuing education for professionals in child development and rehabilitation, readiness for parenting, and offering some contribution to the pedagogy, particularly of preschool children. We thank you for being part of us and listening, seeing, and hopefully interacting with us in the future through this video.
We conclude this video expressing our gratefulness and desire to go on in our mission. The children with developmental needs suffer from many disadvantages. They and their parents have many hurdles to overcome. They face ordeals, disappointments, and denials. And yet we want to resound through these two songs that humans are overcomers. It is this that we want to celebrate by calling upon all of us to be a candle that can dispel darkness. Children who are developmentally challenged need companions and co-travelers to help them to know that they too carry a candle which can bring light. So we sing with candles in our hands as a symbol to remind us that each of us is a lighted candle to lead others to light.
We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand, we'll walk hand in hand, we'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we'll walk hand in hand someday. There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings the fire, ignites a candle and makes us whole. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
As we close this video, we want to share a prayer by the founder of Christian Medical College Vellore, Dr. Ida Scudder. This prayer has inspired us and given us an optic of how we ought to live and work. Father, whose life is within me and whose love is ever about me, grant that this life may be maintained in my life today and every day, that with gladness of heart, without haste or confusion of thought, I may go about my daily tasks, conscious of my ability to meet every rightful demand, seeing the larger meaning of little things, and finding beauty and love everywhere. And in the sense of Thy presence, may I walk through the hours, breathing the atmosphere of love rather than anxious striving. Amen.